Good day, everybody. I hope that everybody's having a good day. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these. I've been busy with my company and other things, so I feel really good to actually be back in here and doing this. Felt compelled to do it today. So I've got another reading. Today is one that I wrote, and I think I just continue to, for some reason, love what I'm writing here, so you might get more of my stuff. And if you hate it, sorry, man. I love you. So today, the reading is just a little bit of journaling that I did, and it goes as follows. I trust myself and know I am on the/my correct path. I am grateful for myself and my compassionate heart. But I know self-respect and boundaries paired with a definite chief aim and integrity are essential in mastery of co-creation. Life is a beautiful adventure if we can individually embrace courage. Each being, man and woman, must slay their own dragon with a sense of duty in order to effectively do his or her own part in helping the world and planet evolve. This is the great work of man. There truly is no greater honor. And so this one right here is basically me just taking a minute to get myself centered. I know I've mentioned in all my other videos that I do business and I'm an entrepreneur, which means that unlike a person who just goes and shows up to work and then punches out, my life isn't like that at all. If I don't do the work, then it doesn't get done, and therefore I'm not successful. And some days that's tough, and there's no doubt about it, right? So I know a lot of times we can do different things in life, and we're always coming from a place when we do anything, right? There's a driving force that is compelling us to action. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm not driving myself with anxious thoughts, although they're a part of life and I accept those thoughts. It's good for me personally to take a moment and to breathe and slow down if I feel that these thoughts are the things that are driving me to act. And it's not that it's always bad to act from a place of slight anxiety. That's just life. Sometimes you have to get things accomplished, and it's not necessarily important, so you can go back later and figure out what's going on if that's the case. But where I'm at in my life is a place where I'm almost 40 years old. I'm going to be 40 next month. It's incredible. And I'm really trying to make sure that I'm setting the path for the future from a place of power and personal power, and being centered and having a solid conviction in what I'm doing, and not from, I have to get this done because anxiety, and that could be any reason which anxiety is being in my mind at the moment. So it's really kind of nice to see what comes out. And when I look at this, it's really about slowing down. And then I mention I trust myself and I know I'm on my correct path. So that's a macro level view of my situation. I know that that's true because I spend a lot of time being balanced and creating my path willfully. So that brings me back to knowing that I am in my driver's seat. And then I simply state out that I'm grateful for myself and my compassionate heart. And I know that it's tough at times to create the boundaries or the framework in our life to be compassionate to others, but also realize that if we put compassion above everything, then we're not being compassionate. I shouldn't say that. If we put the compassionate part of I need to do something for another person over the compassion that we need to be showing for ourselves, then we're not really truly being compassionate on all levels there, are we? So I try to make sure that I'm showing myself, compassion by taking a moment and reminding myself what is going on. And I know I personally can get confused about, doing something for somebody else is always the right thing, but it might not be as powerful if I'm not coming from a very authentic place in my own mind and heart. So I'm just reminding myself here that I need to have that self-respect, and I need to have boundaries, and those boundaries and that self-respect come and they're paired with a definite goal or chief aim. And if I'm going to have, or be a master of co-creating, and by co-creating I mean just creating anything with the universe and not just myself, and we could say God or the universe or white light or whatever it is that you find to be a higher power. That's co-creation, because I want to be an instrument that embodies that energy and that life through me and my existence of being, and not just, I want to go out and create something and Robert gets all the credit. And that's not that's more of an egoic sort of creative thing. And that's okay too, but it's not as fulfilling as creating something that is more in symbiotic nature to every other being out there around me and in the world. And so I'm just making sure that, the integrity that I feel, or that I'm reminding myself that integrity is essential in the mastery of that co-creation, and that you have to have self-respect, good boundaries, good goals, or a chief aim, and integrity to really do a good job co-creating in a way that's not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of everybody. And I think that is important to me. And what I'm seeing is also life is a beautiful adventure if we can individually embrace courage. So that means that sometimes when you're feeling a little anxious about a thing, it might take courage to overcome whatever the anxiety is that you're facing, even if that is just slowing down for a moment and writing something out, and then the anxiety dissipates and you realize, what the heck am I doing out here? And I'm just, like I mentioned before, I'm getting a little older, and I don't want to create lots of behaviors that continue to compound, and those behaviors being ones that I'm putting there because of an anxious driver, because those anxious drivers are just going to stack up, and then I continually will teach myself that if anxiety allows me or compels me to action and I act, that's acceptable to me. And it's like, it's really not, because then that means that I actually don't get to exist from a place of balance, and therefore, like, what really am I doing? I'm kind of a half of a guy, and I don't really want to be a half a guy. I kind of want to be a whole guy. So also within that, it's about slaying your own dragon, and that would be your anxiety or whatever's driving you. And if we all can do that, then I'll bet you we'd feel a little less anxiety, just in being in close proximity to one another, because we would feel that calm serenity and peace of everybody being able to create from their center and not being creative in a mere reason or from an anxious drive, which just isn't a whole kind of a creation. It's more of a selfish kind of egoic creation again, and that might not really necessarily come from an authentic place. So, not that that's bad or anything. It's like we're all trying to find our own way. But for me, that's where I'm at, and trying to, put the best into the world that I can. And that comes from, being able to be my truest and best and most courageous self. And that's what came out of me today. So, I guess at the end of it, this to me is the great work of man. And I don't mean, man as a sexist thing. I mean human in the way that just English is written. And so this is the great work of man. There truly is no greater honor. And that's what I choose to believe, and that's what feels right intuitively from my center. So I can't say, from anybody else's center what is right for them. I encourage everyone to go deep into themselves if they need to and figure that out for themselves, because I think everybody has a special gift that they're supposed to give. And if that gift isn't given, then that's just too bad, because there's somebody out there that, could really use what you have, no matter what it is that you think about it. And, if we're all giving our gifts from a place of balance and center, the world can be a much, I shouldn't say better, but a creative, wonderful place. We have our own energy at that point, and we're emanating like we are our own sun. And instead of like trying to go out and take another sun's energy because we can't emanate our own, because we're afraid to face the truths that are blocking our ability from doing so. So anyways, I hope everybody's been doing really good out there. And 2022 I know has been a great start for me, and I'm really, really excited to keep going this year and see where it ends up. So I'm going to try and get back on these. Like I said, I've got a lot of really cool projects that I'm super pumped about taking form. And so I've been rather busy, but I think this is kind of really good and therapeutic in a way. So I'm going to do my best to continue this and to either write my own readings and talk about them, or find other wonderful, meaningful things along the way. And that's me trying to put some light out into the world, where it doesn't really take me too much time to do this, and it's really for no other reason than I just feel that I'm supposed to do it. So that's why I do it. And yeah, man, much love to everybody out there, and keep on fighting that good fight, because life's a chessboard. Some days are dark, some are light. And remember, when you're on the light days, you think you're never going to feel the darkness, but you do. And when you're on the darkness, you think you're never going to feel the light again, but you do. So remember, keep your mental good and keep your game tight. Life's short. There's a lot of dreams that can get put through you into the world, and that's your goal, to slay that dragon, to make your dreams come true, because it'll make the world better for everybody if you do that. So again, much love. Love you guys all. Have a great day.